Not a fan of swatching? Then you need to see this because you are going to change your mind. Today, I'm going to share how I started storing my coloured cardstock so that I can use it to its best potential. I was inspired by Nicole Watt, and I'm going to link her video in the description below. To make your swatches, you've probably got everything you need already. I used a simple die cut, and I'm future-proofing myself with this because it has a little hole in it. It's actually a tag die, but if I ever want to change up how I store my cardstock, if I do want to put it on a split ring down the track, then I don't have to worry about hole punching all of these swatches. But if you don't have a die, you don't need one, you can simply cut some rectangles with a paper trimmer. I didn't want my card swatches to be too small. These ones are roughly 6.5 centimeters by 9 centimeters, which is 2.5 by 3.5 inches. This is going to make it easier for me to flip through my cardstocks, as well as have a really good perspective of the colors when I'm choosing colors down the track. And this is what it's all about. It's not just about swatching cardstock here and organizing. Although we would all love to have an organized stash, cardstock has never been my strong point. I've never found a solution that works well for me that I was able to use with the cardstocks that I own. It's all about creating successful color combinations easily with the cardstocks that you own. And it comes down to the wheel. And what I'm talking about here is the color wheel. You can label these cardstocks however you like. I've used some copy paper that I've cut into strips, and a pen. I'm writing the name of the brand, the name of the color, and also the weight of the cardstock if I need to. It's up to you how much information you want to put on there. I decided to write the name of the brand because I do design teamwork. It may not be relevant to you. I also am lazy. Let's face it. If it's going to take me a long time to do, I'm not going to do it. So I could have made this really pretty and printed all of these names out on a computer and then cut them down. That would have looked much nicer. But I know next time I get some more cardstocks to add to my stash, that's going to add another step that I won't want to do, and it's much easier if I can just get a pen and write it. It's for my use only, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't look absolutely perfect. And another option that you could use that would be even easier would be to grab some sticky labels. I recently sorted all of my cardstocks out into folders, and I have a whole video sharing how I now store the cardstocks that I own. But I didn't swatch them out, and that's been on my radar. And this is the magic. It's the color wheel. This is what's going to help you use your specific cardstock colors and create combinations very quickly and easily. If you look at the outside of the color wheel, there are 12 names of colors. These are the pure colors. So I'm creating dividers that I'm going to put between my swatches that will segregate these families of colors. So I've got red, orange, and all of the rest. I've also done a couple of extras, and we'll talk about those in a moment. So the way that this works differently is that the colors are coordinated according to the pure colors from the color wheel. It sounds complicated, but it's not. If you don't own a color wheel, you can access them free online, but they are an affordable tool that I reach for every day, and I will link the one that I'm using here in the description below. The next step for me was just to lay out all of the dividers that I made. This is some heavyweight plastic that I cut on my paper trimmer. You could also use a heavyweight cardstock for this step. Now look at the colors on the color wheel and grab your swatches. I joined all of my swatches together in a big pile, and I roughly put them in families of color, like all the reds together, all the yellows and oranges together, all the blues and all the greens together. Then I literally just held them over top of my color wheel and sat them on top of the dividers that I'd made. So try not to complicate it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just hold the color next to the colors on the color wheel and you'll get a vibe for which family of colours, which tints, tones and shades of the pure colour that they are. And I thought this step was actually going to be a lot harder because I get very indecisive when it comes to choosing colours. I get really specific about tones and tints, but it was easier than I thought it was going to be to do. Now I've got a container here. It's a plastic container. It fits the colour swatches in. I have some space, which is going to allow me to flip through the colours as well as add more colours down the track when I get new coloured cardstocks. In the container, what I've done is I've got the 12 pure colours. But what about the colours that don't fit into the pure colours? You can create whatever dividers you want for these or tabs that you want for these. I created a browns and a neutrals. In the neutrals, I've added colours like the greys and blacks. You could also swatch out all your white cardstocks if you like. And finally, I did a section for specialty cardstocks because I figure if I have them here, it's going to remind me when I see them to use them. The colour wheel itself is an amazing tool that you can use in your everyday crafting. And don't forget that you can take this a step further. Colour combinations that you create here do not have to be just for cardstock. You can also use these colour combinations with your colouring mediums. So use these same combinations but get out your alcohol markers instead to create with. Or what about your pencils or even your paints? And you know me, I like to keep things really easy. I'm now keeping the die cut tag as well as some extra swatch labels in with the swatches. That way I can just quickly add any new colours of cardstock that I get to my swatches. So now it's time to turn the wheel. How does this work? The wheel itself has 12 pure colours on the outside. They're the ones listed on the outside. And you don't have to be a colour master to work this wheel out. It's really simple. The instructions are written on it. Colours directly opposite each other are complementary colours. So grab out two colours that are opposite each other and let's make a complementary colour combination. And it's really easy to do because you can just lay out the colours and then hold them against each other and see which ones make your heart happy. And that's how I often choose my colour combinations. Is when I put things together, do I like it? Can I visualize it in a card? And is it something that makes me happy? It's that simple, really. And other common combinations of colour are the split complementary, which has the main colour and then the two colours that are on the opposing side of the complementary colour. And it's all drawn on the wheel itself. So it's not rocket science. But you can complicate it if you want. There's a whole tangle of colour combinations. There's a whole tangle of triads, tetrads, and monochromatic, analogous. Like, you can go to town and have a lot of fun with any combinations that make your heart happy. You know me, I am a swatch girl. I've got all my pencils, colours, markers, everything swatched out. It doesn't matter what brand you use or how many you have. I've got a freebie. If you haven't downloaded it already, you can find it. I'll try and remember to link it below, but you can also find it at my blog and use it for any brand of colours that you have, for your markers, pencils. These swatches can be adapted to suit whatever you have in your stash. Let me know in the comments below if you swatch your cardstock colours and how you do it and what works for you, because that's probably going to help someone else. Or if you think this colour wheel swatch idea is a great one, I'd love to know if you're going to give it a try. And if you want more organisational tips, head to these videos here. And if you like today's video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? It's absolutely free. I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.